Surprise! It's your boy, Mr. First Down. I'm hosting this thing. You see, what happened was that Nick saw Aaron Rodgers in his Jets uniform, and he hasn't come out of his room, but I hear a lot of Sarah McLachlan and crying. That's all I hear coming out of Nick's bedroom. He's taking it really hard, y'all. Pray for your boy. Anyway, I'm Sam Dean, a.k.a. Mr. First Down, and I am here to host the Let's Talk Sports show. Yes, me, your very favorite person, even if you won't admit it to yourself. We have a good show tonight. We have Bobby G on later. But first, let me bring in the fellas. I wrote down the intros, so because it's a professional. I'm a professional, you know. He's a disappointed Yankees fan. He is a hopeful Dolphins fan. He just moved everything into a new abode almost single-handedly and with quite the Herculean effort. Let's go cruising with Johnny Cruz.
Wow, that is quite an intro there. Sam, I appreciate that, man. I'm happy to be here. Yes, we are officially moved in. Just got to finish setting everything up. So I don't have anything with me. I couldn't put up my Biggie stuff, so I got the Biggie T-shirt today. And yes, I don't even want to get into my Yankees because it is beyond disappointing. It is actually an embarrassment right now. Yes, I am a hopeful Dolphin fan. What up, Alan? But no, I'm happy to be here and I'm going to have some fun with you holding it down. We're going to have a great show, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I am an oversized paperweight holding it down. I'll tell you that much. Hey, What's Fans podcast? You should have just been here at the beginning of the show. And I'm not telling where Nick is, okay? Right. All right? Okay? All right.
What up, fellas?
So I guess I got to ask you, Johnny, you're pretty pissed at your Yankees right now. Am I right? Or are you just more like your dad, right?
I'm more like a disappointed. I'm more like a disappointed parent. Yeah, it's just I mentioned it as soon as Judge got hurt. I might have even said it a couple weeks before that. They were never playing really good baseball. And now it's become an embarrassment. Guys aren't hustling. Guys can't make routine plays on the field. Nobody can hit. The highest average we have is Gleyber Torres at, I believe, at 263, and he jogs the first 90% of the time. So Carlos Rodon has come back from injury, and his first 3 starts have not been good. So I don't know, man. I made the comment again about a month or so ago, and people thought I was tripping out when I said that this might be the year that maybe we sell off a couple pieces and try to kind of reestablish that farm system. I don't think they should rush Judge back, but no. These are the Yankees. They don't know how to rebuild. You'll say they don't believe in that. So it's gonna be an interesting next few months. But hopefully we see what happens. But I don't expect much of my Yankees. I've already moved on to football season with training camp starting and stuff. I'm ready.
Come on in, buddy. NFL. The water's fine, Johnny. The water's fine.
Thank you for the invite. I am diving all in.
Into the shallow end. You'll land on your face, but you'll be happy about it. You'll be happy to be there. Right. Shout out to Just Fans all the way from Argentina. How about that, ladies and gentlemen?
What's up? What's up, fellas?
Next up, don't interrupt me, Johnny. Next up is last but not least. Actually, I have to copy that part out because he's not going last. He's going second. Here comes the duct tape holding this whole thing together. The man who can never have too many monitors. A newly minted coach and our coach. It is Tanner. Tanner.
What's up?
How we doing, Tanner?
What's going on?
I can see you today. Lots of lights.
Like I'm closer to the camera.
Yeah,
the lights as close as I can pointed at me. Like I don't know what else I can do for you. So,
oh no, I think you're doing just great. All you need is intro music for all of us, and we'll be good to go.
Dude, okay? That's a good idea.
Yeah, I know.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'll take
the whiteboard. I got a little to-do list for the whiteboard here. So, that's when I get time to be able to mess around with some Adobe Premiere Pro, get some ideas, going in. So I'm gonna write that down, man.
That's why he's in the big square today, bro.
It's okay, Carlos. You could beat them in the wild card since you'll be second.
It's all right. You guys ain't making it into
shots
the
fired.
Either. Don't feel bad.
Shots fired
with us.
Shots fired.
That's a good one.
Anyway, all right. I'll get him in here. He was out, but we dragged him back in. You knew I had to put a mob reference in there somewhere. He knows his odds so you don't have to tell him the odds. That's a Han Solo reference. He is the Hall of Famer that is freshly minted from his high school, Scott Cobe. Hey,
wait a minute, Nick, we're what's up, guys? How you doing?
You know the deal. I'll release him from the basement when the show's done. Okay,
Scott Johnny. Wasn't it nice not to hear the intro play and then a guy being muted right at the intro?
and somebody that actually took the time to write your intros,
Yeah, how come the intro didn't play after we went on the air live?
I thought we were going to get that again.
Because I'm bringing some professionalism. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's a foreign concept for Nick, but here we are. Anyway, Scott, how are you, bud?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing just fantastic. I have to. What's your number so far? You were sitting on a big ticket in chat, right? Tell us about is it the British Open?
It's the British Open. I picked Emmanuel Grillo to be the first round leader at 65-1, and he hit. He tied for the lead, which means you don't get the 65-1, you get like 50-1. But it still doesn't matter. It's still a 50-1 ticket. So, yeah, he hit a 30-foot putt on the 18th hole to tie for the lead. So, I'm happy.
I'm gonna have to talk to my bookie about a loan, my loan shark about a loan after the show, there, boy.
Well, Andy in chat's already dropped the gun, but boys, tonight, as you already know, we are talking AFC North. And by the way, looking up stuff about this, thank you, Andy. Looking up stuff about this, it's an intriguing division. It's got some question marks to it. And I was wondering from all of you guys, and we'll start with Johnny, what's the most intriguing question you have about this division?
I think it's what Andy just brought up. I think it's Deshaun.
Mm-hmm.
He's the X factor, I believe, in the division. If he comes back to 85%, 90% of who he was before all the drama and all the stuff that happened, he's a top 5 to top 10 quarterback in the league. So they have plenty of weapons with Amari. They picked up Elijah Moore from the Jets. They still got Chubb in the backfield, David Njoku. So I think if he's anywhere close to what he was, I think they have a very, very good chance of battling Cincinnati for this division. But I think it all depends on him and whether or not they can protect him and whether or not the defense decides to show up. Yes, because they were getting run on like crazy last year. I mean, so if Garrett actually shows up, I believe they got this Zadarius Smith on the team this year too. So if the defense can hold up a bit, and Deshaun Watson is who we think he is, I think Cleveland's going to surprise a lot of people, man. They're gonna scare a lot of teams in that division.
Yeah, I think that defense will hold up. Jim Schwartz is their defensive coordinator. Jim Schwartz is very good. He started out on my team, and then he moved on to his head coaching gig, which was kind of meddling at best. And then he won a Super Bowl with the Eagles as defensive coordinator. And then the last 2 years there was sorry, the comment in the section threw me off. There was
I was about to say throw it up there, bro.
Yeah, go ahead. I guess I can click it. I'll click it if you want me to, Tanner. But yeah, Jim Schwartz is a top-notch defensive coordinator, I find.
Absolutely.
And he's helped us a lot the last 2 years being a defensive assistant, which I found kind of odd because you get a ring as a coach, you should be getting a job somewhere. And I'm glad he is coaching again. He's a great guy. Scott, what you got for me as far as your intriguing question about this division?
So mine was going down the Cleveland road, but I'll go with Baltimore and all of Lamar's new weapons in Baltimore, in Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham, a new offensive coordinator from Georgia, Todd Monken. How is Lamar? Is Lamar going to throw the ball more, or are we going to see old Lamar where he just runs for 80 to 100 yards every other game?
Well, we don't need to see him running too often. I'll tell you that much.
No, and that's the whole thing is Lamar's got a new contract. He's got all these little play weapon toys around him. Odell Beckham, I feel like Odell Beckham is not the Odell Beckham of old. 2 ACL knee injuries.
No way.
That's a lot, man. That's
$1 million contract they gave him. and they drafted Zay Flowers. So obviously they're trying to get Lamar to throw the ball more. Will he? Who knows? So that's my
Duvernay's not a bad wide receiver either.
Right,
Rashad Bateman. So I mean, he's got weapons there, but
is it Lively?
Can Lamar actually hit these guys?
Likely. Yeah. Isaiah Likely.
The thing, Johnny, though, is this. Is Duvernay going to be a return specialist only for them since they added these two new wide receivers? And then Bateman's coming back and you got Andrews. Or are they going to say, okay, Duvernay is going to be number 3/number 4? And
I don't know about that, Alan.
Yeah, and I don't know about that either. But
Pickens is a stud, man.
That's the whole thing with Baltimore. I saw Nick's. We'll get into Nick's order of finish when we get to it. But I'm leaning toward going that way with Baltimore instead of being up at the top because I think Cleveland has done a lot to improve, and I think Cincinnati is Cincinnati, obviously. So.
Well, Greg Roman does what Greg Roman does best as an offensive coordinator: stay on a team 3 years and then leave.
Yeah.
It's like, well, they figured out the offense. Bye. You think teams, whenever he goes to a new team, would just watch the old tape of the quarterback running around like his hair's on fire and realize that's what this guy's MO is. But out he goes, and in comes the new offense, and you're right, quite a lot of question marks around that. Tanner, most intriguing questions for you, Mr. Producer.
Well, the only thing I got to say for this division right now, before Bobby gets on, but it's a theme of 2. The number 2, guys. And what do I mean by number 2? Every single team in this division has the opportunity to take that 2 seed below the Chiefs, right? Cincy, of course, being the most favorite of it all, but Baltimore's got better. Lamar Jackson's got paid. He's going to be better. The new OC, that's going to be better. Cincinnati being Cincinnati, right? They got a better line now. They got Orlando Brown Jr. It's kind of solidified that left end even more, able to move a guy to the right side. That defense is going to be the question mark, of course, of the team. But what do you do when you can put up 30 points like nothing? So Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson. And he just has to be remotely close to what he was in Houston. With Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and David Njoku, Nick Chubb on your backfield. All he has to do is be remotely close to what he was in Houston. And finally, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, the Pittsburgh Steelers is a contender for that 2 seed out of this division because they got the freaking defense to show up to be that 2 seed. Also, if they can get anything close to what they need to be, what they expect to be, of that Pickens connection, this is going to be a dangerous team. This is going to be a very dangerous team here. I think the theme of this whole thing is going to be 2, right? I mean, again, I think every single one of these teams have an opportunity to take that 2 seed, unlike the AFC East. So,
hey, go ahead and put that
shots fired.
That's
what
I'm talking
already.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, woo, read it and weep, fellas. Anyway, so are we all agreed? So I can throw this paper away. That the Cincinnati Bengals are winning this division. Yeah? We all agreed on that? Number 1?
No.
Woo!
I do not 100% agree with that. I agree with Tanner.
I got Cleveland.
You better hold on to that sheet, dude.
Yeah,
I get that.
It's going to have to be a long show.
It was an empty one. I have other stuff written down on the
I think this division is even as
you know what? You're not taking this away from me. You get out of here. Yeah.
This division is as even as it's been.
Thank you, Dangle. I opened my heart to you, and you threw a grenade.
He just does it to you, dude.
I'm sorry, Scott. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you to be like our old host.
I don't know if you guys agree, but this division is about as even as it's been for years. Cleveland's been bringing up the rear for years. Now they've improved across the board. They could go from 3rd or 4th to very easily 1st in this division. Pittsburgh is always going to be in the running with Mike Tomlin. They're always going to have that winning record. They improved by two games for the season. They got 11 wins. They want to win the division. And Cincinnati, who knows about their defense? They took some hits in the secondary.
They sure did.
But they got Daxton Hill, who's in his 2nd year, who played behind Jesse Bates. He'll be better this year too. So look, I'm excited to break this thing down. I'm excited because we will have our guy who pays attention to this.
Hey, that's right.
Yes, sir.
And so it's gonna be really fun to really kind of break down each team, see what the additions are, see what they lost as well, stuff like that. So it's hey, guess what, baby? It's the start of football season.
Oh
yes, it is.
Yeah, we're hot tubbing, baby. Get your drinks ready. All right. You want to go ahead and get the guest in, guys? We ready to go?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool. Our next guest is the guy that speaks his mind. He is the navigator on our ship in LTS, and it is the wonderful, the charismatic, the Colossus of Clout, Bobby G. Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby G. Applause for Bobby.
Yeah,
G.
Bobby.
What up?
That's what Bobby. How we doing,
Hey,
Bobby?
what's happening, fellas? Great. I love the Colossus of Cloud. I think I'm gonna let that one stick.
Thank you. What I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, look, I'll give it to you. Hey, remember, Nick wouldn't give you that. Nick would give you that. I wouldn't.
Hey guys, Bobby put out a tweet the other day.
Says anything, you're damn right. I'm taking as many shots as I can. Do you
know?
Everybody,
I was about to say, everybody, cover your heads, boy, because there's just shots going all over the place. Bullets are flying.
And Bobby put out a tweet the other day. The Cleveland Cavaliers were the Summer League basketball champions. Bobby, I bet on them to win that game. So.
Hey,
they came through. We call them the JV Core 4.
Man,
how are you doing? Core 4 on the big squad, huh?
Yeah, Vegas with the championship right there, the Stanley Cup championship, and then you get the Summer League championship right after, man.
Hey, so I'm telling you, I'm a lucky charm this year.
Look at it.
We got the Aces.
You got the Aces too. The Aces is balling, bro.
The Aces are an amazing team. I've watched them a few times.
Yeah, them too.
They're really good.
And we got the bum ass A's, so hopefully we got to turn them around. We got to teach them how to win.
Well, you don't have them till next year. You don't have them officially till next year. So so you don't have to claim them right now, Bobby.
That's gonna be hard viewing, though, man.
Bobby, why these guys try to cloud your mind with other sports? Let me get you on track, okay? Let me get you on track. I'm sorry, guys, that was too mean. I shouldn't do that. Anyway,
hey Sam, can we do the Browns last?
The Browns last? Yeah, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely, we can do the Browns last. Why not?
What were you trying to say, Tanner?
I want to hear everything else. I want to hear what your thoughts are on every single other team. When we get to the Browns, I need to hear. I want to. You just already justified all the reasons, right?
Yeah. So. Okay. Very well. Bobby, happy to have you on the show. How are you feeling about this offseason so far for your team? I got to ask that one question because it's the first one I have on my sheet, Tanner. Okay. Nick told me
you don't have to apologize, Sam. It's your show.
Nick told me he would do this. He would run all over me. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Got to toughen up. I thought we were supposed to be tough boys down in Tennessee.
I am. Brave. You're a big, brave man.
But yeah, our season was great. We had a huge hole on the defensive line. We had a bunch of guys who pretty much did not know how to play football. Just couldn't stop shit. They couldn't stop shit, flat out. We had Austin Eckler. I think he put up 200 on us. The Atlanta Falcons ran 14 consecutive run plays and just took the ball right down our throat. And we fixed all that. We picked up some solid veterans. Dalvin Tomlinson. I think we got the steal of the draft, and Apu from Oregon was formerly of LSU. He started out at LSU, transferred because he wasn't getting enough PT. But I love what we did to the D line. We got Myles Garrett some finally some solid help that ain't gonna bitch and cry because Myles is better than them. Zadarius Smith actually wants to compete with him instead of bitch about Myles getting everything. I want to see Obo, who we got from Houston. I'm not gonna try and pronounce his name. He's just gonna be Obo. The only thing I'm disappointed with is we did absolutely nothing to our linebacker core. So that means most of them, all of our linebackers finished the season injured. So it's gonna be very interesting to see if the D line does what I know they can do, which is get in the way of the offensive line like they should did last year. Are these guys gonna be healthy enough to make plays? because our defense really went to shit when Anthony Walker went down.
Whew.
It was the team with the most questions in that division are the Ravens. Adding Beckham, drafting Flowers, Lamar gets his new deal. Talk about what you expect to see from their offense this year.
That's tough because people know how I feel about Lamar Jackson.
I wanted to start out with Browns questions, Bobby. Tanner said I couldn't. So
it's all good. It's all good.
Sorry.
Bring him at me. I got you. But I believe Lamar Jackson is probably a top 3 player in the NFL. I do not believe Lamar Jackson is a top 15 quarterback in the NFL.
I think that's fair. That's fair.
That's absolutely fair.
I agree.
Wow.
Yeah.
With that being said,
Tanner. Yeah, we agree with Bobby. Okay. All right. Okay.
Come on.
With that being said, it's all about the health of the entire roster, but in particular, Odell Beckham. Yep. I don't think he'll make it 10 games. I know he does everything, and this is Odell Beckham has a tremendous work ethic. I've seen it in person.
Yeah.
Odell Beckham is the other stuff gets in the way with Odell Beckham. Yeah. Missing downs because you're wearing a $200,000 watch. Dude, for real? Missing downs because you have an illegal face mat, visor.
Face guard, the visor.
Right.
Taking distracting boat trips.
Exactly. Bro, what are you doing? That's what gets in the way of Odell. But he's fragile, and it's no fault of his own because he puts in the work. He puts in LeBron type work to keep his body right. He's just one of those guys. He's just Derrick Rose. He's
NFL. I like that. Good comparison.
I like that.
I don't know if you guys heard the reports yet, but the report's already coming out of camp here.
He already tore another ACL?
No. Zay Flowers is way ahead of where OBJ is right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I guarantee it's not because he's not putting in the work. He's just and you've heard he's actually put on 5 to 10 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, his body's done.
Yeah, he's gotten bigger. Yeah. He's just one of those guys.
And to Tanner, to that report, if a rookie is way ahead of Odell Beckham, that for me, that's trouble in your offense. If the stud you signed as a free agent to come in and be the number one receiver is not producing in practice like the number one receiver, that's a huge problem for the Ravens this year.
Well, it's not as impactful because you got Rashad Bateman, who is a number one, right? Yeah. We know he's a number one.
But what has he done?
Well, he's been hurt, right? He got hurt last year. That's it. But he was great before. But you sign guys like Nelson Aguilar, you sign guys like Laquan Treadwell, James Prosh, Devin Duvernay still there. You got guys still to fill that depth chart. It's the thing. Even if Odell Beckham ends up getting cut, from where just because of where he's at, his body's at right now.
Right. Yeah, I agree with Tanner. I mean, they have other pieces there, and you still have the incredible athlete that is Lamar. You got J.K. Dobbins in the backfield. You got pieces there that can help if Odell isn't who who they think or people still think he is, because I don't think he's anywhere near what he was.
Hi, Bryce.
It's funny that you mentioned the whole LeBron thing. It feels to me that the Baltimore signing Odell Beckham was similar to the Lakers trading for Russell Westbrook. You know what I mean? Getting somebody that LeBron wanted, so they got somebody that Lamar wanted to put on the team. I don't think they were really expecting him to go out there and catch 100 balls and have 1,300 yards receiving. But I think they'll have their packages for him, and he'll be out there. But I don't expect a lot out of him either. I hope he plays more than 10 games just because I want to see players play. But I would not be surprised, like what Bobby said, if he only wants to playing 10, 12 games.
Wasn't there a report earlier in the offseason that Beckham was on Rodgers' list that he wanted to come to New York?
Yeah.
Wasn't he one of the names that was on there? Yeah. So
he's been trying to get Odell to come to Green Bay for I think the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think before he went to LA, he wanted him to go to Green Bay.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, you still got the incredible athlete that is Lamar, and again, the running game. I just is he going to convert back to his old ways and want to run the ball? Whenever that first read or two isn't there. But can he hit those guys if they're open? You know what I'm saying? Can he consistently hit the open guy? I don't know that Lamar can do that, to be quite honest. And I'm not trying to hate on him. I like Lamar Jackson. I just don't. I agree with Bobby.
His career.
I agree with Bobby. He's not a top 5, a top 10 quarterback.
I'm with you.
In my opinion.
I'm with you. Even though I've been called terrible things for suggesting otherwise, which is a whole different story. But the next subject I have on that, and I'm going to ask this about every team, even if it's not even true or close or whatever else. The head coach Harbaugh, is that seat hot at all? Is there any warmth to it?
It's a little warm right here, man. A little warm.
It's warm. That's warm.
It should be. It should be warm. Yeah. I mean,
if they never drafted Lamar, he would have been fired that season.
Thank you, Bobby. I was just about to say there was talk about him getting fired before he
a couple of years ago.
For Flacco. Before he put Lamar, he wanted to put Lamar in for Flacco. Mm-hmm. There was talk about him getting fired that season, and then Lamar did Lamar things, and
MVP year.
Your boy Roman changed the offense for Lamar, and they did what they did. But you know what I'm saying? He was in trouble there for a minute.
Everybody that's bad is my boy. I don't understand that.
Well, you mentioned him.
I know. This happens all around. We're putting a kibosh on it right now in society. Okay, everyone that's bad, you can't go. Well, your boy Greg Roman. No, come on now. We're ending it today. It ends today. Put my foot down.
All right, so we'll just keep it to Hopkins then.
Yeah. and it's back. Tanner, I want him off the show. I want him off now. So, all right, I agree with the warmth or whatnot. I think he's gotten a little too soft anyway, reading poetry to his players and whatnot. Give me a break. I just think, I liked it. I watched a YouTube video about controversial, if I can talk correctly, moments in NFL coaches and whatnot. There was 10 of them. 3 of them were Harbaugh. So I was sitting there like, golly, at what point do you say enough is enough? And it's just constantly whining, and him and Vrabel out there. I really wish Vrabel would have kicked his ass after the logo thing. I would have laughed so hard. Yeah, suspension, sure, but it would have been fun to watch. Am I wrong?
No, that would have been good to see. That would have been fun to see.
I would have loved to see.
Y'all kind of deserve that shit though.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Because I was sitting there. I think even Taylor Lewan said it on Bussin' with the Boys. He said, "Yeah, it's disrespectful. Yeah, we do it. Yeah, like that's just how we operate." And I was sitting there like you try to do like the overly biased defense of your team, like, "Oh, come on, guys, it's just painted grass." And then Luan says that, and you're like, "Yeah, okay, they're scum sometimes. What can I say?" Anyway, that's how it is. That's showbiz, baby.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next up, what do you got? Where do you want to go next, Tanner? Which other team? Since I can't talk about the Browns,
what are we doing? Just talking receivers and me done? I got more for the Ravens, man.
All right, fine.
We're breaking down teams here, right? We're not just breaking down a pack and it's all good.
I'll just mute myself and you just tell me when to talk.
So let's all right. I'll break this. Let's go to Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin always seems to win games. He always seems to have a winning record at the end of the year. Is this the year finally that the Steelers have a losing record, or do you think they've done enough to get over 500 again, Bobby?
I'm sorry, Bobby. Hold on before you answer. That's how Tanner mentions. That's it. We're done with the Ravens.
Man, there's going to be more about it. This is a team that's going to compete for a 2 seed this year.
You were supposed to coach me better. Okay,
I'm
Tanner.
so lost.
This is your fault. Your fault.
I got to open up a bunch of tabs to have my rosters and depth charts for every team.
I don't have a piece of paper with a time limit.
Let's talk about that Ravens defense.
All right, we get back to Pittsburgh in a minute. Yeah, let's talk about the Ravens defense. They're secondary. It didn't perform very well last year in a lot of spurts, i.e. the Miami Dolphins game where they gave up 51 points. Do you think they're a better secondary, a defensive unit than they showed last year, or do you think this is what we're going to get from them?
They're definitely better than the show. I mean, teams don't change. Like if you just look at teams now and look at historically what they've been, the Ravens will always hang their hat on defense. That's the type of players they look for, and they always seem to get those guys that fit the program. So they're definitely way better. They're always way well coached. Last year, I think it was just an anomaly. It's basically look at the type of offense that they see every day in practice. Basically, teams just threw it in their face. They're not used to going out and facing the same thing on Sunday, and a lot more teams can play like they play offensively on Sunday. And in the Dolphins game, that was they're the cheat code. Like, so not, you can't put enough points on the scoreboard to get ahead of those guys, because once Tariq and Waddle get going, you can put me out at quarterback. We're going to put up 40, 50 points.
Oh, come on. Give the kid a little credit, man.
It is not Tua. It is not Tua.
Bro, did you watch that comeback in that game? Tua made some hella plays in that game, man. I mean, yes, Tyreek and Waddle.
He did.
Skylar Thompson looked good.
However, I've also seen Tua throw for less than 100 yards in the Dolphins win a football game, convincingly.
Johnny, we talked about not interrupting.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that AFC title game in Kansas City, Tanner.
Oh, goodness gracious! What are you wondering which chair you're going to watch it in as two other teams play? Boom!
So the addition,
another sheet out of there, baby.
So the additions in that secondary it's talking about from Scott here. Rocky Sin from Vegas. You have Marcus Williams from New Orleans, which I love that pick.
Yeah, that's a good pickup.
That's a big pickup.
Captain Kai Blue Kelly over there in the 5th round. So like they ended up making some moves here, and they had a great talent already, but they just got better this offseason.
Yeah, but they're missing the one thing that they have had historically. They don't have Ray Lewis. They don't have T. Subs. They don't have that one guy.
But they get a full season of Roquan
in the locker room.
They get a full season of Roquan.
Yeah, full season of Patrick Queen going in his 3rd year.
Right.
Roquan Smith the full year, full off season now with this team, and you still have Tyus Bowser out there. Like, you're still looking great. Tavarius Robinson, Trent Simpson, Clemson guy who could make a difference there. Malik Harrison, like this linebacking core over there in Baltimore is set. They are stacked.
But are they the vocal guys? That's what you're looking at. They don't have that voice.
Are they really ready to go hit somebody? Right. That's
they got to take command of that line of scrimmage. That's what they've always been known for.
I personally think Patrick. I personally think Queen's about ready to take the next step.
Yes,
and become one of those guys that's dominant in games and can take games over. I think you saw it a little bit last year. I think you'll see it even more this year.
What do you guys think about Kyle Hamilton? I mean, there was so much talk about, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? The Ravens lucked out and got this phenomenal safety. He was okay.
Really great.
Do you
talent.
think he takes that step to help solidify the secondary? Because the corners are good. The corners are always good. And like you mentioned, Marcus Williams was a great pickup.
I
think Kyle Hamilton could be a big X factor this year.
He's the guy that he's going to play that defense where he's able to go in and rush and be the guy that kind of floats in the middle too at the same time. Mm-hmm. So I mean, Kyle Williams going with a guy like Marcus Williams who played with Tyrann Mathieu.
Right.
You already know what Tyron's all about, the way he plays his ball. He's going to be able to take, hey, here's what Tyrann, told me. This is what Tyrann did, and be able to move that into his game, this young and his age. Yeah, I think I love Kyle Hamilton right now this year.
Yeah.
Tanner, do you think Hamilton was a better prospect or Brian Branch was a better prospect? Both played the safety positions.
Probably Branch.
I like Branch.
Probably Branch.
I was more of a Branch guy. Hey, look, I'm a head coach. Hey, Tanner, can we go to the next team
that's
now?
Facts, Kale. I don't know if you put that. I don't know if you put Kale's last comment.
Yeah, if we're done, I guess if we're done with the Ravens, I mean, let's get predictions at the end. At the very end after the Browns.
Okay. All
right. We're just gonna throw it away. We're just gonna add it to the pile.
I don't know if you guys are aware, but Tyler Linderbaum after year one is like almost a dominant. Like he's a dominant center. That offensive line this year for the Ravens, though, I am loving it for them. And this is something. Hopefully, Stanley can stay healthy. It's going to be up to him. If that right tackle position stays healthy, I think they got Lamar Jackson has a real shot to become a true actual passer this game or this time around. But all it takes is one, though. We all know that. All it takes is one lineman to go down, and everything starts collapsing.
Oh, I know that. I know that very well.
Before we move on, a lot of the Ravens' problems have been injury related too.
Correct.
They've been
part of the trainer too, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've been extremely unfortunate with injuries. I think had Lamar stayed healthy and had other guys stayed healthy on the defensive side of the ball, I think they would have been much, much better in the last couple of years than they were.
We saw what Tyler Huntley looked like, and
that
didn't go well. So
no, not at all. Not at all. So
no, it didn't. It didn't. Next up, oh wow, Kale was so much
right. So that's what I'm saying. Kyle might be huge. Kyle Hamilton might be a huge.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. Anyway, where was I? I do like the reporter thing, where they shuffle their papers.
Tapping on the ground.
And the severed head was found in the elevator shaft. Next up, now to weather.
It's raining.
Yeah. This isn't off the rails. We're supposed to stay on the rails. Damn
what are you talking about?
That was perfect, Tanner. That was perfect.
Yeah, it was really well done. All right. Next up, let's go Pittsburgh. Pickett, how you feel about Pickett, Bobby?
He'll take another step of growth. He can do nothing amazing. He'll be good enough to get him 9 wins. You know, that's just what Pittsburgh does. I'm more looking forward to the pieces around him. Can George Pickens establish himself as the wide receiver 1? Can Najee establish himself as a top back in the league? We know what TJ Watt is going to bring. Can the guys around him do enough to keep that defense pumped? If TJ Watt doesn't miss time, they probably would have made the playoffs last year. He was good enough to get them another game or two.
Yeah.
So they're going to miss what's my guy? Sutton. They're going to miss him in the slot. He's probably the best slot corner in the league. Mm-hmm. Can somebody step up and fill that void, especially because all the teams in the division, our wide receiving core has gotten better. We already know what the Bengals are. We see what the Ravens are trying to do. So it's just going to be all about can they cover up the holes from last season in that secondary.
I think they answered that with the Hakeem Butler signing and then the Calvin Austin III draft last year. Mm-hmm. I think they answered that slot receiver, like be able to at least fill in a couple guys and throw in there, because I think they knew something was gone. So they weren't too worried about that. But establishing Allen Robinson, Deontay Johnson, and Pickens kind of on the outsides in a way. Pickens again is a guy who can play slot. He's a big body, but he's quick and he makes cuts like crazy. I think having Hakeem Butler and Calvin Austin will be kind of nice for that team too.
Slice and dice. That's what he does, man. I think when I look at the Steelers, I think my biggest question is the O-line. That's what I got. Because they want to do all these things. They want to keep that kid learning. He's got to stay upright. The wide receivers need time to get open and everything like that. So they made some moves to patch it. Do you think it's patched, or do you think it needs more work?
It's one of those things you got to wait and see.
Got to wait and see.
Yeah.
That's
where his personal development comes in. Like, can he get rid of the ball quick enough?
Right.
Is he better at making that initial read and either getting rid of the ball or moving the pocket? And that takes time to get that rhythm with the offensive line, a la Deshaun Watson the last 6 games, like getting that timing down with the O-line, them getting used to how he plays. So like how he looks in the preseason could be a huge indication of how that O-line is going to function in the regular season.
I do like that, because if you look down the roster of their line right now, they're almost every single one is a new body to this team.
Yeah.
Right. Roderick Jones, they drafted in the first round. Isaac Samolo, coming from left guard from Philly. Mason Cole from Minnesota. James Daniel from Chicago. And then you still got Kevin Dotson. You still got James Daniel. But you got Nate Herbig from the Jets. Laverne Clark from the Tennessee. Like, you got a bunch of new bodies to this offensive line, to this new offense as well, underneath a very, very, very young quarterback. And it's going to be interesting to see how well Tomlin and his staff his offensive staff does on getting these guys ready to protect Pickett essentially week 1.
It's so amazing to me. Every time I think the Steelers, there was Big Ben and all that stuff through the years, but all I ever thought about the Steelers was the steel curtain. It's always that big, mean defense to me. It doesn't matter what Hall of Fame quarterback they have back there or anything. It's always that big defense. And I just think they're always going to have it. I think they're always going to have just this push you around, punch you in the mouth, send you home crying to your mommy defense. I think that's what they are. When we talk, Pickett's big thing about me when I was looking last year was his decision making. There were a lot of balls going into double coverage, triple coverage, or whatever else. And I am awfully curious. This was going to be my intriguing question. But, what if he takes a step back this year? Then what do they do?
It's got
That's very, very, very possible.
Yeah,
it is.
Young guys can just plummet as easy as they rise. They can easily go right back down. It's intriguing to me. I think he will have an okay season personally.
Yeah, I have all faith in Mike Tomlin, though. And like you mentioned, Pittsburgh's all about defense, and they're going to want to establish the running game with Harris. So if Najee, I know, Tanner, you mentioned all the new guys on the offensive line, so you got to hope that they all gel together. But it's easier to run block than to pass block. So I think if they can establish the running game and play the defense that they play, it's not like they're going to be asking Pickett to win ball games for them.
Correct. Yeah.
They're basically going to ask him not to lose the games, and he's got some good targets. Like I said, we've all said, George Pickett, he's a stud. Pickens is a stud. So he very well could take a step back, but if it's not a drastic step back and they're still able to run the ball and play good defense, they'll be in games.
So here's the thing, though, is we got to see what Pittsburgh's done, right? They've bought into Pickett. Pickett has to have Nathan Peterman games, multiple games, those kind of games, right, in order to get benched. Because
I don't think he gets benched. You think? I don't think he. I don't think he gets.
You would
benched.
have to have Nathan. I'm saying you have to have Nathan Peterman kind of games, right?
Absolutely.
Interceptions,
absolutely.
Horrendously.
Yeah.
But they went out and they're sold. That's their guy at quarterback right now. They went out and got a whole new offensive line. We've seen teams do this. The Chiefs did that right after the Tampa Bay Super Bowl when we lost our almost entire offensive line, right? And they went out, drafted guys, got a couple guys, Joe Tooney and stuff like that. So if you look at it here, it's almost, I'm not saying that it's to the talent of what we got, but at the same time, it's a buy-in, right? It's like, hey, Pickett's our guy. Let's try to take care of him. Let's try to keep this guy upright for as long as we can, and going into play. So just something to think about here on that.
Yeah, but
his confidence could get shook early. Look at their first two games are San Francisco and Cleveland Monday night.
Yeah.
We already know what the first line is going to do.
You ready?
And then with us, we got a new defense coordinator, so you have no clue what our defense is going to look like.
Right.
I trust Schwartz though, but that we can't talk about that right now, Bobby.
Yeah, but
I mean from Kenny Pickett's standpoint, you're facing.
I know.
Like you knew what we were last year. Now you got to your whole scouting report is trash because you have no idea.
Yeah.
What we're going to do.
I think he's here. But like you said, Sam. I mean, there's no telling with a young player. He could easily take a step back. You never know. I think
here's the problem with the Steelers, and I'll ask everybody this: is Najee Harris as good as everybody said? Because he started off with a toe injury last year. Then they said the offensive line wasn't good. He didn't really perform like a number one first round pick stud back last year.
That was one of my
things. Is he
things.
as good as people say, or is he just going to be one of those guys that's just another guy in the NFL?
Unless he's learned a little bit more escapability. He didn't escape a lot. There was no juking around. He guys were just grabbing him and pulling him down all the time, and I was kind of sitting there like, man. Yeah.
His vision was a little, I don't know if it was off or he just wasn't seeing the hole or wasn't getting to the hole quick enough.
Was he have another injury we don't know about? These kind of things.
Was the offensive line that bad that he just didn't have anywhere to run?
The breakdown on his toe injury, right? It was early, of course, week 1, week 1, week 2, something in that range of when it happened. But this was something that didn't allow him for at least 5 or 6 weeks to make cuts, be able to actually hit stuff because it affected his running. And they said it would carry on through the season unless he got surgery. essentially. Right. So, like having that injury, hey, maybe it took a bigger toll that we don't know about. I think this is the year. This is the year going in.
Yeah,
Najee Harris, you either perform or else
you're out.
Guarantee that somebody else is taking your job next year.
They'll find somebody else. But I think he's going to play well too. He's a good player. Maybe the injury was a little more. Maybe it was a little more than they let on.
And don't forget, there's a looming specter of Jalen Warren in the backfield here that Tomlin loves, and he's going to get more run than I think we even think he's going to get.
So, as you guys know, I work at a factory, and in the heat, it gets really, really, really stinking hot, humid, all that everywhere. And so sometimes, you got to lay on the bathroom floor to get oxygen in your underwear. If it's not cold enough, then I reach for Mike Tomlin's seat because it's cold, ice cold, because there's no way they're letting that man go. Are we in agreement there?
I tell you that.
Yeah. So. You're welcome, Scott. I do that and get somebody. Anyway, but that seat's not even close to warm.
No,
right? It's
No,
Antarctica.
Look at the Steelers' history. That tells you all you need to know. They stay with coaches.
Yeah.
Not only that, never had a losing season. He is the pinnacle of a leader of men.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? I think he's fine. I think
when you don't have a losing season and you don't have to take the role of multiple jobs on your coaching staff every year, like he's a head coach, right? He's an offensive coordinator. He's not calling plays left or right.
Yep.
He's a head coach. And if you continue to do that for such a longevity, it's when you start getting in trouble when you start going into the, hey, I'm going to call offensive plays. I'm going to call defensive plays, unless you're Andy Reid. But outside of that, like it's tough. It's tough for coaches. So I think it's great for him.
Yeah, he knows what he is. As long as that it's what you're responsible for. He's a defensive guy, so as long as they stay 500 and that defense produces, he's good. That defense starts to fall off, then I think you get a little, that seat gets warm.
That leads next. That was my next question was like, when does the seat start getting warm? Right,
2 years.
I think
bad seasons.
I was gonna say
it's
gonna take a couple of consistent bad seasons before there's even talk of.
So he can miss the playoffs this year, and everything's all.
He can miss
fine.
the playoffs. He's missed the playoffs. A lot, right? In his Steelers career. So like he could still miss the playoff. It's not gonna be a big deal.
Okay, Tanner, I was just asking a question here.
I know, I'm just telling you, like Tomlin has to have consistently losing seasons. Like we're talking 3 years in a row to begin to talk about these warm-ups.
Right.
Tanner, I'm not Nick. You don't have to treat me this way.
With that team, did anybody expect them to go 9-8 last year?
Hell
no.
no.
I don't think anybody. No, not a chance in hell.
No. Yeah. So that just looks really good on Tomlin.
Yeah,
especially since they started off the season with Trubisky. I mean, I expected them to just be horrible.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready? Next up, Cincy, baby. Cincy. Joey Burr. And the boys are at it again. When I look at Cincy, I see a team that can look for a lot of games like they have it all together, and then they have games where Joe Burrow is throwing 4 interceptions in a row and just absolute calamitous. I'm not a huge fan of their coach. Obviously, he's doing a good enough job there now. He's keeping them winning. They're in the playoffs consistently. But what do you think, if anything, is holding this team back?
That's a no, Ryan.
What did he say? I didn't even say it.
Sorry.
He answered the fantasy question.
Ryan had a fantasy question pop up during yours.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
And so I was telling them no. I would not trade Bateman in early 2024 first for an aging Diggs and Eckler. I would not.
No.
Even on the win now roster, I still wouldn't.
Hell no.
Appreciate the fantasy question. Guys, that's fantasy football, guys.
Yeah. Hey, that was some discussion. That was some discussion. Yeah. Not even hotly debated topic, just a discussion. Anyway.
Sorry, Al or Sam.
No, it's okay. No, I approve of it, Tanner. I'm not going to shout you down, Tanner. Okay.
I appreciate
I'm not that guy. The other guy will be back on Sunday, but I'm not that guy. Anyway, so you're totally fine. Oh, look at him. Hey, get back in your hole. Anyway,
his ears were burning, boy.
Yeah. Cincinnati, guys, what's holding them back?
Just experience. Really, I mean, when you have a team make it all the way to the Super Bowl in a game that comes down to the final drive, and then you follow that up with getting back to the AFC Championship game and losing to the eventual champion, it's just experience, like learning how to come up big in the big moments. And they're on the right track. The only thing I don't like about the team is I don't like replacing your entire secondary.
Yeah, woo, good at it.
Max Hill, right?
Yeah, like really the entire, like, you got to hold on to somebody, keep some kind of continuity. But we'll see how that goes.
I think they draft well for him too, right? DJ Turner, Jordan Battle, DJ Ivy, like they got like some guys that at least can compete for some depth chart stuff, and not be horrendous or by any means.
Yeah, it just looks like they're trying to outscore to a T.
And they're going to try to outscore everybody anyway. So
Well, here's the two things. Number one, I think Cincinnati early in the season is going to get exposed down the middle of the field by really good tight ends, i.e., David Njoku in week one. I think could have a huge week one because he's just going to go down the middle of the field, expose them. Number two, I heard on Sirius Radio that teams now feel the way to, and I said this the other night, the way to Kansas City is to bulk up your offense and not worry about your defense as much. You need to outscore Kansas City. And I think that's what teams like Cincinnati and Jacksonville are trying to do now, is bulk up the offense and try to go up against Kansas City and try to put 35 to 40 up on the board against them. I don't know if you guys agree, but
I kind of agree. But at some point, you got to make a stop. You know what I mean? So, but I agree. You have to be able to stay with them as far as scoring points with them. But you can't just not worry at all about your defense and just hope to outscore Kansas City because they've got some playmakers on their defensive side as well. So,
the reasoning that was said, and I don't know if Tanner agrees with this since he's the Chiefs guy, is that Patrick Mahomes has gone up against really good defenses, and he's cut them right apart and made them look irrelevant.
Because San Francisco last year,
it's about pressure, bro. You gotta get the pressure on them.
I appreciated his kind words on the Netflix series. He talked about the Titans' defense, and I appreciated that.
I haven't had a chance to watch it.
He mentioned how hard they were or whatever, and he said he could smell Vrabel all over them and everything. It's just like even if you won, you were going to leave with a bloody lip kind of mentality.
The future Chiefs coach after Andy Reid retires?
Yep. Oh, probably. Wow. Yeah. Hey, look, careful now, Tanner. I have been more than fair. I have been more than fair on this show. More than fair. Anyway.
You don't want to wind up in the basement, Tanner.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't think it's so
I am in the basement.
Now.
What are you talking about?
He's already there. He doesn't
need to basement.
He's secondary. You can't stop the pass. You can't beat Mahomes. Yeah, it's possibly. Yeah. I see all these different ways. To me, it's all about that quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. I mean, it really is. It's really all about him. Their run game sparks alive every now and then, but Patrick goes out there and he looks like he's cornered, and he'll either run away or throw a ball underhanded or just make the impossible throw across the field, which you're not supposed to do.
Not sacked until the whistle blows, right?
That's the stick.
He could be falling down like he was in San Francisco at one time on the side, like going on the sideline, and still throw a touchdown. It's like you were down. Dude. Like there's no way, but no, he wasn't down. So
the crazy thing about that play though is I wasn't shocked at all.
No, that's the thing too. You're like, all right, cool. They're 18. That's short. So,
you got to be able to put pressure on him without blitzing.
Yes, your front four have to get there,
right? Because if you have to blitz, he's gonna find the open guy and he's gonna tear you up, man.
That's Chiefs talk. That's Chiefs talk. We're not doing that.
Have the Bengals done enough on their offensive line to compete and get to the Super Bowl again?
There we go.
Do you think?
Back on track. Yes. Good job, Scott.
The easy answer is yes. Like I'm not gonna a lot of these talking heads on TV. Or not even that. Most people think Joe Burrow is the second best quarterback in the league. I'm not that guy, but the roster Cincinnati has, and as good as Joe Burrow is, screw the offensive line. Like you could almost play with an invisible offensive line. It's difficult to stop Jamar Chase from getting open in less than 2 seconds. It's difficult to stop T. Higgins from getting open in less than 2
So
seconds.
that Patrick Mahomes versus Tampa Bay.
And right, it's like the weapons that they have.
For God's sake, Tanner!
I'm just stating a point. Like offensive line is helpful.
Right.
Like it's great to have because you go against a defense that's fast and vicious.
Bobby had his
didn't he get sacked by a team
lost
like nine times and he still won
ran
the game?
500 yards.
I forgot what team that was.
Thank you. I didn't, Johnny. I didn't because I was there. Anyway.
The reason the Cincinnati Bengals didn't make it to the Super Bowl last year is because they have an idiot on defense that decided to push Patrick Mahomes out of bounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it had nothing to do with the offensive line.
Yeah.
I've talked about this publicly before, but I also think both the third and short calls were stupid during that game. They were dumb. Just absolutely.
Like how much can you make the
malpractice.
offensive line? Because the week before, that same offensive line bullied the hell out of Buffalo, and their defensive line is legit.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and I also think that as a coach, you need to redirect, say, Burrow, okay, 3-step drop, and the ball's out. 1, 2, 3, gone. And
again,
he hasn't done that. And that, Zach Taylor, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Could he be the problem, Zach Taylor?
I think he is. I think he is the problem.
Look at the coaches he's lost to in the playoffs.
Tanner, are you trying to mention Tampa Bay again?
No, Buffalo. Talk to Buffalo's head coach.
Yeah.
They can be best friends.
Yeah.
Look what he's lost to in the playoffs. Andy Reid, champion. Sean McVay, champion. Like, who had even before that had already been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So like he's losing to experienced coaches. So
right.
It's nothing you can do about it. You just have to take the lumps until you get over the hump.
Cincinnati will never get rid of them. They're just such a cheap organization that they will.
Why would you get unless you're missing the playoffs, right? With the Super Bowl caliber team, there's no reason to get rid of Zach, right?
No.
We're not. No. This isn't the Chargers, who like to fire their coach after 14-2, year, right? This isn't the Chargers organization. This is a little bit more patient organization that likes to see, hey, as long as you're winning and doing something outside of Marvin Lewis, of course, but if you're winning and you're doing this stuff, like Zach Taylor's could be there for life for all we know. This is a desperate organization that finally got a winning way.
Yes.
Is it because of Zach or is it because of Joe Burrow though?
Joe.
So Joe Burrow
but
Joe
Zach's
Burrow is the one
the rewards of I'm not going.
I was about to say. So Zach is safe because of Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
I remember reading The Athletic after that game in Kansas City, and the big word was the Bengals have to overcome their head coach to win games. Yes. That was the big word. So no, I'm not talking about Bills, Tanner. No, I hear you. You're right as well. But after I peel myself off the bathroom floor in my underwear.
I don't know.
Good so far, man.
Cooling myself
so far.
I don't know about the floor.
Let me finish my spiel. Let me finish the spiel. Anyway, I go over to the cabinet. I get a glass of water, and I put the career of head. He made me laugh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here, let me just go get rid of this sheet of paper. Anyway, so Ryan, I basically instead of ice cubes, I use his career because his seat's not even hot. It's not hot at all. So that's where I was going with that that meandering side path there. Anyway, so. It's time, Tanner. It's time, okay? It's time. We're going to talk about it. Here we go. It's the Browns, baby. Bobby! Let's talk about some Browns, shall we?
Let's do it.
Massage Watson. We're ready to go, right?
Is Nick in her body right now? Is Nick in her body right now?
I couldn't help it. He possessed me.
He was showing Nick some love. Some love.
He's under the table poking me with a knife.
You gonna back down?
Get out there.
He is oiled up and ready to go.
Sorry, I was what is Argentina? Do not cry for me, Argentina. Doing to you, Carlos. You're all over the place. Love you, boys.
Do we? How good can Deshaun Watson be this year, Bobby? In your opinion?
There we go.
Before he left, he was pretty much the second best quarterback in the league. So I'm just like you've all heard me say this before. It's just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean you don't give them credit for what they do. I know everybody has somebody at their job that they don't like. Doesn't mean that they're good. They're not good at their freaking job. Yep. Like, and the guy's a 3-time Pro Bowler. Damn near set a record for efficiency last time he played a full season.
Yes, he did.
And I mean, it's not like it was a one-off. Like, he's been good since he came to. He's good before he came to. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. Like, the dude has a higher track record of excellence than he does for poor play.
Yeah.
And when other quarterbacks miss time for whatever reason, whether it be injury or suspension, like, again, Peyton Manning broke his neck. I didn't hear anybody mad that the Denver Broncos traded for him. They thought they were Super Bowl favorites. Tom Brady's 172 years old. People still consider the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl favorites.
Yep. Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers stays high every week, but they're going to be wherever he goes, they're going to be a Super Bowl contender. Like, why not Watson? Like, what did he do on the field so bad to make you not believe he's not elite?
Nothing. On the field, nothing.
Not a darn thing.
Nothing.
Right. So
I'm happy to have that man out of my division. I'll be honest with you.
And he's got the weaponry around him. I mean, there's weapons all over the place.
Yeah, overall, it's the best roster he's ever had around him.
Yes.
Obviously, D-Hop then is way better than Amari now. But Amari's not a slouch. Amari's not a slouch by any means. And then when you take in the total talent, like Nick Chubb's one of the best running backs in the league. David Njoku is not the best tight end, but he's a better tight end than he had in Houston. Even though we got that guy too. Aiken, he's on the roster as well.
Yep. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Well said, Bobby, and I'm in total agreement with you about the quarterback. Total agreement with you.
Yeah. I mean, like I said when we started, if he's 85 to 90% of what he was before all the drama, I think they win that division.
I don't want Houston Deshaun. I want Clemson Deshaun.
Yeah.
Right. Like Clemson Deshaun walked into every building
put on a damn
in college. Show. Right. And he walked in there like he owned the place.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So I need that guy back. I need the cockiness back. I need the showman back. Like, just last year, he didn't look like he felt that he deserved to be happy. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Going on. Yeah. Now, when I see him in interviews or the training camp, he looks way more relaxed. He looks
crisp,
like it's back to normal, back to real life as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's going to be interesting. And like I told the guys before you came on here, really is one of the most intriguing seasons or the intriguing divisions in the NFL. Yeah. And we got so many questions. Goodman and Tillman have monster seasons. Yeah, no, I can see that. Oh, Juan, don't be that guy. Come on, man. I'm that guy. We can't both be here. Let's see. Wow.
But see, that's all people can say. And granted, he deserves all the shots that he gets from everybody. But they can't say anything about the kid's ability to play on the field, man.
Exactly.
Yes.
He's a phenomenal player. And like I said, if he's anywhere close to what he used to be, Cleveland's gonna be dangerous. They got all the weapons, like you mentioned, Amari.
Don't laugh at that.
Elijah Moore. I love David Njoku. Like you mentioned, Chubb's one of the best running backs in the league. If that defense, like you said, can actually stop a nosebleed and can actually play some defense for him, I think they're going to put up. I think the Browns are going to put up points, man. The Browns are going to put up some points.
I think they will.
Yeah. And we get tested right out the gate. 3 of the first 4 games are all in division, so we're going to find out right away.
You find out early,
Yep. I kind of hate it when they're like that, but What can you do? It seems like everybody gets put there.
Look at this.
Oh, dang, Alan.
Look at Bobby.
God dang, Alan.
I don't think they would not let that happen. They won't let that happen, bro. They won't let that happen, bro.
No, they would rather give it to Patrick Mahomes 8 years in a row than give it to Deshaun 1 year.
I don't even think they'll give him comeback player of the year, bro.
No, they won't.
No, guys are obviously giving it to my punter, so just settle down, okay? All right.
D-Hop's going to get it. Right?
If D-Hop gets it. Okay, that's a third Mayo coffee if D-Hop gets MVP, okay? I'll give it to you. I'm sorry, the Venti Levis special, I like to call it. Venti Levis. That's how you do it right there. Thank you for that polite chuckle, Bobby. I appreciate it. Defense, Bobby. You feeling good about your defense? I am. Oh, for heaven's sake.
No, I really am.
And y'all think I'm a terrorist. Juan is a terrorist. You leave me out of this.
Did you put the Bo comment up there, Tanner?
Yeah, he's on.
Yeah, I did.
Alan is smoking with her. They're on a darkness retreat. They can't see a shit. Anyway,
no training camp.
Yeah.
All right. So is that your biggest fear? Is the interior defensive line, Bobby? Whether or not they're going to be able to stop the run and actually make some plays. You mentioned the linebacking core. Are you at all worried about the secondary? Anything else on defense worry you? Because I mean, offensively,
secondary is
stacked.
I love the addition of Juan Thornhill.
Yep.
I love that addition. He's a champion. He comes in and he can teach these guys how to win. The secondary, I'm not worried about. I think our secondary is supremely underrated, man. Denzel Ward he's an All-Pro corner. It's been 2-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro since he's coming to the league. I think he's one of the 5 best DBs in the league. MJ Emerson, look out for that dude. MJ Emerson is sneaky good. He's got the size. He's not a speed guy, but remember our game against Tampa, I think he held Mike Evans to 0 catches, 0 yards for an entire game, which is the same for a rookie. And then Greg Newsome. Hell, Jamar Chase is on record saying the secondary that concerns him most is the Cleveland Browns secondary. We just got that rivalry going.
Come on, Bo.
Dude, go watch the pivot. He said it out of his mouth. These are facts. He says the secondary they're worried about most is the Browns. So
Bo's camping the base and shooting at low-hanging fruit. That's all Bo can do.
But
the Browns never had a quarterback like this, bro.
No, they
had a quarterback like this.
They've had thousands of bad ones, but this is not the case.
This won't be the case.
It's that D line. Can they? I think Myles Garrett has another level of play. I think Schwartz will be able to bring it out of him.
Yes,
I think this is the most help he's ever had on the line, and
he did it with Albert Hainsworth. He did it with Kyle Vanden Bosch. He did it with the Eagles kid on the right that's from UT. I cannot remember his name at the moment. But he has a way of getting these guys with great talent through the line.
Was it Hassan Reddick? Was it Hassan Reddick that went nuts last year?
I think so.
Yeah, 14 and a half sacks.
Yeah.
I mean, Schwartz is a really good defensive mind. That was a good pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah. My only concern is the linebackers.
But I mean, you went out. I guess. Yeah, it's kind of fair. Just Anthony Walker Jr. These guys aren't anything too special, really. Looking here, nobody strikes me as I'm gonna go out and hit somebody. So
no, we got Taki, who for himself, he before he went down was having a career year. Of course, Anthony Walker, our captain, we lost him early in the year, and that kind of set the tone for
shame
how bad
on all
these guys
y'all.
would be.
Shame.
JOK has all the talent. He just we got to find out how to use him, how to utilize him. I'd like to see him in that Micah Parsons role. Just let him get after the quarterback off the edge. Yeah, like he's too light to consistently play the run. So just let him get to the quarterback.
Let him hunt.
Run on the way to get to the quarterback. Yeah.
Okay. Do you liked your draft? Okay, Bobby, you were happy with it, or were you kind of indifferent about it?
I was happy for what it was. If there's one thing I could change, a lot of people are high on Tillman. I liked it, Scott out of Cincinnati over Tillman. So that's the one change I would have made. So I'll be watching those two guys closely to see how it plays out. But I like the draft. Like we picked another lineman to put in that rotation. I like the Apu. It's my big addition. I'm picking him up on the D line. I love picking up the center from most of and what's his name? Juwan Williams.
Juwan
the mountain.
Jones.
Yeah, Juwan. Oh my, that dude is a mountain.
Right tackle.
Yes,
was he like 6'9", 6'8"?
Yeah, like 6'8". Just a mountain of
monsters.
But Jed Wills needs to be on notice because of our starting offensive lineman. He's the one that needs a fire under his ass.
Yeah, so you got Jarek Willis Jr. and then you also got Jack Conklin there on the tackle side, and Dawan Jones currently is depth charted as a backup right tackle. So
but Callahan's gonna have those guys ready to go wherever they're needed. Yep. And Jed Wills, he's gotten off to slow starts the last 2 seasons. I know he's been hampered by like ankle problems. You better get that shit fixed quick because he will be replaced. Like he's in his 5th year and he ain't got that long-term deal yet. Get it going, young man.
Right. I mean, he's
if he can just be
close, being athletic, like he's gonna be tough.
Yeah. I can't talk about the throwbacks right now. It's AFC North one, okay? All right. But the powder blue is beautiful. The love you blue on the collar is gorgeous. I love it.
I love those uniforms. I ain't even gonna front, man.
Me too.
Hey, you can't talk about it. You can't talk about it. So stop talking about it.
All right, you bet your ass. I'm gonna buy one.
What's your thoughts, Bobby, on this Minnesota combo here? You picked up Dalvin Tomlinson, you traded for Zadarius Smith there for the D line. You feel good about it? It's the right move.
I am. It's definitely an upgrade from what we had last year. And again, veterans. Last year we tried to rely on young guys. Obviously, we saw what that got us, and now we got some veterans who are used to playing in competitive football games. You say what you will about the Vikings. They've been one of the better teams in the NFC for the last few years. So,
sure.
Competition breeds, everything starts with competition. So bringing guys in who know how to compete, who know how to compete for a division, who know how to compete for a playoff spot. I think bringing those kind of guys into the locker room can only help.
Cleveland, the most improved team in the division, Bobby, you think?
That's a good question.
By default. Like, I mean, because it's hard to say because what do you expect? We're playing with a backup quarterback for 75% of the season. So, how good can you really expect to be? Any Browns fans who expected anything else is delusional. And this is where I get into it with my own people because I'm a realist. Yes, I'm a fan, but I'm a realist. Like, I didn't expect to make the playoffs last season.
Same.
So to say that they're but they are by default. Like, you get a whole season with your actual starting quarterback. Of course, you're going to be better than you were, with only the Patriots can pull that off. Tom Brady missed the season. They won 10 games anyway. So,
but you're in a much better division than the Patriots were.
I'll give you that.
Back in those days, because the AFC East was garbage, was hot garbage.
I think you're the most improved team, and I think you need to be for various reasons. We've talked a lot about coaching seats cooling me down, but if I want something spicy to eat, I feel like I need to eat Kevin Stefanski's seat because I think that thing has got. See, I didn't make another weird shower underwear joke. Okay,
that was perfect, man. Just keep it going.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Anyway, we're doing it. So Kevin Stefanski's seat feels to me, and you tell me if I'm wrong, Bobby. I'm not all up on it. But Kevin Stefanski's seat feels hot. Feels hot to me. Feels really spicy. They really need to do something this year, kind of thing.
The seat ain't hot, but there is a guy under it with a lighter. He's trying, he's trying to heat it up for a while. There's a guy under there with a lighter. Yeah. Here's my thing. I like Stefanski as a coach. And it's like he and our GM came in together. It's like, what do you expect? They came in with a ready-made roster, so they weren't really allowed. I don't say allowed. They didn't have to make or think that they had to make a lot of changes. They never had the quarterback that they wanted.
Low blow, Allen.
Lo and behold, they made the playoffs with Baker Mayfield. Who expected that?
Strike
so
two.
you can't change your quarterback after you make playoffs with a guy and he makes such improvement. And then Baker went out and shit the bed. And then the next season, you're like, okay, we still got to see what we got. So you've been stuck with this terrible quarterback by accident. Now you get the guy you want. Now you get the roster you want. Everything's in place. He's only got one more season on his contract after this. So I think the only way he's fired is if the offense completely lays a brick.
Just implodes. Right?
Yeah. If we come out in our first 6 to 8 games and we're averaging 21 points or less and we're offense is sputtering, Deshaun looks out of whack, he's on the hot seat. But if we come out and we're scoring between 28, 30-ish points a game and that defense is shit in the bed, that's not on him. He's safe. So it's all about, and both scenarios are with a bad record. Obviously, if we have a winning record, he's completely safe. But it's all on the offense. If that offense looks happy and Deshaun's happy with the way he's moving, he's safe.
Who's the fall guy?
Regardless of record.
Who's the fall guy if it goes south this year?
Stefanski.
And again, it's going to hinge on that offense. Like, how do you fire a guy if our offense is producing like if we look like the Bengals?
Yeah.
If our offense looks like the Bengals offense, you can't blame Stefanski. He's an offensive guy. That's his job. It'll be on Schwartz if that defense ain't putting up.
Maybe I misunderstood the question. What was the question?
Who's the
fall? Who's the
fall guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
It all depends. It all depends on which side of the ball gets the blame.
Yeah.
If offensively things aren't right, it'll be Stefanski.
Carlos, you're on vacation, bro.
If defensively it ain't right, he can always point the finger at, hey, give me a DC that knows what the hell he's doing and we can be better. So just whichever side of the ball drops the ball.
Gotcha. I'm a big believer in Schwartz, though. Like, I really am. I love that guy. So he is a alpha dog if there ever was one. I was actually a little surprised because he was a senior assistant here that him and Vrabel could be in the same room together. I thought there would be so much testosterone, the whole building would explode, Yeah. I have utmost faith in the Browns. I don't know. I think we're about to get into our stuff about where everybody's going to stand and everything. Well, maybe I can't now because Tanner left. Guys, we're in charge. Do something crazy. Do something crazy, guys. Oh, God.
Too late.
God damn it. All right, put your clothes back on, Scott.
Sorry.
Anyway. So and then we never saw him host again. It was over as soon as it started. So
Dan Harris is sitting there listening to this now going, oh my God, what the
if I had a secretary, it'd be like, Mr. Dean, Mr. Harris is here to see you. Tell him I'm out. Tell him I'm sick. I'm not here. Oh, hey, Dad, you're waiting outside. Cool. How you doing? So anyway, I'm in total agreement. I think the Browns are a very improved team. Is it enough to win the division? I don't know. But I would love them to take a wild card spot is how I had them graded.
That's guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
That is guaranteed. I'll give you an exclusive take. I've not yet really said what I really thought about this season. I'll give you guys the exclusive take. I think the Bengals win the division. I think we take the wild card spot, and I think we actually match up with the Bengals in the first round of the playoffs.
Ooh, beautiful. I like that. He's calling it. He's calling it right now. I don't have. I don't have.
I'm with you there, Bobby, but I'm switching it, bro. I got your Browns winning the division. I think that Sean is gonna show the world.
Well, hold on.
How do you want us to do this? How do you want us to do this, producer?
Okay, Bobby, give me your list again.
The standings in the division.
Oh,
I got the Bengals winning the division.
Okay.
I got us finishing second, making the playoffs. I got the Ravens finishing third and also making the playoffs. And I got Pittsburgh, obviously last, but I think they do reach 5. I think they win 9 games.
Okay.
I'm the same way, only I don't have the Ravens reading the playoffs, those filthy rat birds. Anyway,
I'm in agreement with both of them. I don't have the Ravens making the playoffs, though. I got the Browns winning the division, Cincinnati 2, Baltimore 3, and Pittsburgh 4. But I think Baltimore and Pittsburgh both win 9 games.
Who's 4 on yours?
Fair.
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's gonna be over 500, but Baltimore and Pittsburgh will both be 9 and 8. I think your Browns win 12 games and win the division, bro.
Fair.
Ooh.
I think Deshaun's gonna go nuts. He's not gonna win MVP just because he's not gonna be allowed to win MVP. But I think he's gonna play well. I think Chubb is gonna benefit from having a great quarterback like that, and he's already a great running back. So I think Chubb's only gonna have a yeah. So I think Njoku's gonna eat. So yeah, I think they're gonna put up hella points, and if the defense can just play average defense.
Yeah,
I think Cleveland's they're going to be a scary out too.
Yeah.
I would if they get there just like that, I would be absolutely terrified of them.
Yeah.
That's a Bobby G guarantee. And he's got the take that got everybody saying Bobby G. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Browns, Ravens for Allen, and then just fans, Bengals, Browns, Steelers, Ravens.
I'll host it.
Last.
I'll host it, but Rios has to be sober. Carlos, okay.
Scott, you're up. What's your list?
I got Bengals 11-5, Browns 11-5. Bengals win the tiebreaker. I got the Ravens at 10-6, and the Steelers at 9-8. And I got the Bengals, Browns, and Ravens making the playoffs.
Wow. You think the Ravens will make the playoffs? I don't think 10 wins.
I think the Ravens. Will be the 6 or 7 seed based on 10-6. So what I'm basically saying is there's one AFC East team that everybody thinks is getting into that I don't think is getting in this year.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't give records, but I think Browns 12 wins, 12-5, Bengals 11, and like I said, 9-8, 9-8.
I think week 1 goes a long way in determining the AFC North champion because it's Bengals Browns.
Yeah, they're all stacked on top of each other.
We are going to smack Cincinnati week 1.
I was about to say they're going to
a slow starting team, so I have no doubt that they'll do it.
Cleveland's going to pull out their pimp hand on Cincinnati that week 1, bro.
I think that game is going to get ugly real quick.
Anybody got Knicks picks?
Bengals, Browns, Bengals, Browns, Steelers, Ravens. He said in the chat today, I believe.
Yeah. Hey, he's got to be here to have picks. All right.
I'm not going to say that because I may not be here a couple days.
Oh, damn it. He's going to victimize me. If Tanner's not here Sunday, we're doing the Arena Football League. Eastern
I'm here Sunday. Don't worry.
You are. Okay. Oh, Lordy. Bobby, you got anything coming up, buddy, on the show?
You don't want my picks.
Got a lot coming up.
You're not even going to be here. You're not even going to be here. No, what you got, Tanner? Go ahead, bud.
You guys are going to hate these. Nowhere near what you guys
I'm already
Ravens. He's got the Ravens winning.
The good thing is, I think we all agree Pittsburgh being last. I think that's a fair point, right? I'm with it. Yeah. I think it's going to come down to some injuries there, and the connection's just not going to be as strong as we're hoping for. I still have 3 teams like you guys do making the playoffs in this division because I think that's full of talent here. One of them being the number 2 seed. But Browns are third. Because it's still the question marks going into play with the defense. Question marks to see, can you stop the run? Can you control the playmakers that you're facing, right? Bengals is second. Bengals second. Again, questions on the defense. Defensive side, you could score 30 points, but if they score 31, you're not winning that ball game. So it's going to be interesting to see how well that young core hopefully core soon for that Bengals defense, but hopefully those guys can start kicking in. It's going to be a rough first half for that team as well in the season here. I got Ravens winning this thing. And just for the fact that money's out of the way, breathing room for Lamar. You got new OC. You got to reset your offense a little bit. You got Bateman back healthy. You got Zay Flowers, who's looking great, apparently everybody in camp right now. And you got some small, fast weapons around you as well. J.K. Dobbins, I think he's going to look good this year. I have a lot of faith in this kid coming back here, and that defense is going to be like they always are, nasty, right? And I think they're going to stay healthier, getting rid of that trainer they had last year. So I got Ravens winning it. Yeah, I think I saw 3 teams making the playoffs though in this league.
How much are they paying you, Tanner? Huh? What's that? we got all the feel good. Yeah, he's done something all right. The absinthe has kicked in. He's floating around on a cloud right
just falling and he can't get up. Damn it, Rios.
Oh. Is it like one of those TV shows? Rios. Only Rios. Anyway.
Do I have anything? Oh, yeah, here it is.
Beautiful.
All right, so you got Baltimore, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Pittsburgh.
Correct.
Tanner.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
That's tough.
It's different, but that's what I think at the moment. So,
hey, at the moment,
that's
it
fair.
can change.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. All right. Hey, don't defend him, Johnny. Okay. All right. He ruined our feel good. We had a feel good thing going on, and then Nick was right about him all along. Anyway, so Bobby, what you got coming up, bud? You got a show coming up? Yeah.
Got a lot coming up. As most of you guys know, I've been doing
about that time.
Doing some rebranding. So Fan University is no more. We're transferring that over to Game Time with Bobby G. That'll be coming up at the start of football season. Also, as part of the LTS network, I'll be starting a little something called Prove Me Wrong. I'll say something outlandish, and I'll have a different guest on every week, try and prove me wrong. So excited about that. I think Tanner's going to be doing some work on that.
Hey, put me on that.
That's going to be a fun show.
Put me on one, Bobby. Put me on the first one. I got one for you about DeAndre Hopkins. Put me on there, Bobby.
It's going to be the shortest show possible.
One topic I'm staying away from is I will not. I know everybody's probably looking for. I will not be doing LeBron and MJ.
There's no point in doing that one. There's no point in doing that.
Tanner, do you have a collective sigh button?
That topic causes so much stress in people's lives.
Oh, dang it! That's all I got. The best I could come up with.
Bobby, your DeAndre Hopkins show with Sam might be the shortest show you ever have on the Prove Me Wrong.
We're the longest. Long-winded.
The longest,
yeah. I wasn't ready.
Dude, did not expect Torres guys in this episode.
Oh, you can't. I'm sorry. That was really funny. I wasn't ready. Oh, it sounded like somebody falling downstairs. I was not ready. Apologies. Bobby, thank you for coming on and putting up with this crap.
Hey, no doubt. Well, one more acknowledgement, though. Major League Baseball sucks. I know this is a little known thing outside of Cleveland. Everybody knows how the MLB celebrates Jackie Robinson Day. All the players in the league wear 42 in his honor. Little known fact, Larry Doby is actually the second black baseball player in the MLB, played for the Cleveland Indians, literally started 3 months after Jackie Robinson. The Cleveland Guardians tried to petition the league to not for the entire league, just the Guardians themselves, to wear his number during the game on what would be Larry Doby Day. And MLB said no. So MLB, big middle finger to you for that. Like, we got to do something about that. And Tito, I know he spoke on it during the post-game press conference, but come on, MLB, you got to do better.
Shocker. Manfred ruining another thing. Shocker.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Listen, the Guardians should just do it anyway. There's an organization. What is
all good.
They're going to get fined?
All good.
Take the fine. Just wear the uniform.
Right. That's what I'm saying. If I'm the owner, I pay that fine.
Absolutely. No doubt.
Like that, but
no doubt.
That's pathetic, Alan, but you're right.
Yeah. MLB, there's a lot of things wrong with it, and a lot of it's not on the field play. It's what's happening in the commissioner's office.
I still say it'd be really cool to watch my team, the Royals, but you got to become a Brewers fan You know, because
that's ridiculous too. That's absolutely.
Like I can't believe that's still a thing. I can't believe that's still a thing.
I'm not paying $20 a month. That's all I'm saying.
No way.
Right.
No way. You
shouldn't have to.
Anyways, Bobby, appreciate that because I did not know about that.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, thanks for the info on that, man.
It came across while I was reading The Athletic. Yeah. Sophisticated sports writing.
Bobby, any idea, any guesstimate on when's prove me wrong?
No.
What are we looking for?
No
doing some behind the scenes testings right now. Actually, Tanner, I got to get with you on something about that. But yeah, I'm just doing testing, knocking some stuff out, having some fun behind the scenes. So
Bobby, looking forward to that. Man.
Should be preseason.
Preseason.
If you have me on, please don't ask me Brady or Belichick. Every show I go on, that's the first question I get asked.
That's it.
Well, it's Bobby. It's Bobby making the comment, right? You're making the
I'm making
you debate him on your side of the argument.
All right.
So I would take Belichick.
I would too.
So that would be a very quick show.
Somebody else.
That'd be a very quick show.
Yeah, I agree. Me too. See ya, everybody.
I got a basketball guy for you whenever you're ready. So
you can say the other. You can say the other. Yeah, Bodkins or Sam, which is the better host?
Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'd be a good one. Yes. Special.
Let me do my best. Rick James, give it to me, girl.
I don't know. I may start off with something a little more fun. I may start off with Mahomes is the greatest quarterback of all time.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh,
there you go.
Wow.
I want to jump on it though.
It's hard to argue.
That's Tanner's show. Leave him alone.
Tom Brady, guys. He has all the rings. That's all that matters. Is championship.
How many passes has the Super Bowl ring thrown? See, that's the number one mistake people make.
Yikes!
Like whenever somebody says someone's better, they want to say how many championships they won. But come on, who's got the stronger arm?
Sam.
Who's more mobile? Who's got the better pocket? Talk about skill.
Not only that, but if that's the case, why doesn't anybody say Bill Russell's the greatest basketball player ever?
I agree with that.
He's the greatest winner. He's the greatest winner, just like in my opinion, Brady's the greatest.
Watch the show, Tanner. Watch the show, Tanner. Here it goes.
Quarterback. I don't think he's the greatest quarterback either, Brady. So I'm going to be interested to watch that show. Looking forward to it, Bobby, man.
I'm into it. Yeah, Bobby.
That's gonna be awesome.
Thank you very much, Bobby.
It certainly is.
All right, guys. Everybody, Bobby G. Game time with Bobby G.
He is the boy. He is the guy. He is him.
Yes, he is.
He is him.
Bobby.
Absolutely. Be safe, bro.
Yeah, Bobby.
Thank
you for making this so easy for me.
See you, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, I love Bobby.
He is so much fun, bro.
I love it.
He's awesome. He's awesome
to
talk to, bro.
It's great.
He's awesome to talk to.
It is.
Bro.
It really is. It really is. We should probably get to final thoughts and all that good stuff. So we'll start with you, Scott, my top left-hand corner. Give him the big screen, Tanner. I've been waiting to say it all night. Give him the big screen.
You got it.
I'm the Yankee Fin. I'm the Yankee Fin now, or am I myself?
No, you're the big screen.
I don't know.
Mr. Big, Scott. You're Mr. Big now.
Oh, thanks a lot. Great show. These previews are going to be really good for us, I think. Previewing each division. I think we're doing one a week, I guess, Tanner, as far as we know. Okay, so, football's here. Training camps open up.
Yes.
The Jets are in training camp.
Yeah.
Teams are coming in, so be ready for all the football knowledge you could possibly get in the next 2 months and then into the season. So.
And my bull crap.
And Sam's bullcrap, yeah.
And my bullcrap. But it's a fun one. Anyway. Johnny Cruz, take us on a cruise. Give him the big screen, Tanner.
Oh, I'm trying to drag him. There we go.
I said big screen.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that. First of all, Sam, wonderful job, Sam. A lot of fun tonight. Love the energy. You did a great job, bro. Don't let anybody tell you different. Don't let Nick lie to you and tell you didn't do a good job.
I have 28 missed calls from him.
Yeah. Bobby G is always awesome as usual. Glad to be back. I missed you guys. Looking forward to setting up everything in the new spot here so that that we can really get going. But always a lot of fun. Looking forward to Sunday morning. And that's it, man. Have a good one, guys. Be safe. Take care of yourselves. And yes, football season is upon us.
Beautiful, Johnny. Beautiful. And good job moving everything in. I know what a stress that is. It is absolutely awful. Awful.
Yeah, it's rough.
Awesome show tonight. Wins NFC East.
We're not doing the NFC East. We decided as a group we're forgetting it.
Yeah.
NFC
Careful, Scott. Scott, you do a show with him, Scott. You do a show with him. Careful.
I do 2 shows with him.
Oh, goodness gracious. Tanner, give yourself the big screen. Give us a message.
Ooh. Hey, guys. I don't know if you guys caught it, but Tuesday night we recorded the first episode of Hear Me Out with the Rec Room Sports guys, Whit and Jay. That was a blast. I got to use all my cool buttons. It had a little cool sounds, Yeah, I got to do all that stuff.
Please don't play that other one again. I almost peed my pants.
I got more for that. Anyways,
great.
It was a blast, right? And it's something to check out. We're going to record those on Tuesday nights. They'll be released usually Wednesday at some point. So usually Wednesday morning, but it's awesome. Like we discuss about 5 topics. I get to judge 2 guys and see what they like. And that was a blast. And then there's a lot more coming into Let's Talk Sports after talking with Dan today. A lot of cool shows coming into play. So just be ready for that as we continue to do our thing here on the Let's Talk Sports. So
absolutely
keep it rolling, baby.
Yeah.
I do
keep up the good work, Tanner, man.
I do have one more announcement.
Yeah.
Do I say before? Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to Dan. I think starting next year, there's going to be a new show, a golf betting show, and I'm going to be doing it.
Wow.
Just for the majors, for the Masters, the Open, the U.S. Open, and the PGA, and then we're going to do FedEx playoffs. But I approached Dan about it. I asked him if that's something that he'd be willing to put on the platform, and he said absolutely. There's nothing on there like that, so look for it probably right before the Masters next year.
Awesome.
No name for it yet. It's
the golf clap for that. Golf clap. With the little golf clap.
Oh, sorry.
So I just thought that there's all of a sudden there's become this booming spot for golf betting. So why not have a show on it?
Let's do it. That's awesome.
There you go, man. That is awesome, bro.
We're gonna start probably right before
anything you can possibly think of is on this platform, on this network, man. So
video game pod, Johnny. One day, baby. One day.
Yes.
All
no,
right.
we're gonna have that. I'm looking forward to having our nerd show where we talk some Star Wars and stuff like that. Me and Tanner, we're gonna put that together, man.
Let me in.
Have a lot of fun, man.
Let me in. Anyway, all right.
big screen for Sam.
Give me the big screen.
No big screen for Sam.
No, I want the big screen. Okay. Look, now I have to do it. All right. Who is the superstar that got everybody saying, do it with me, fellas? L.A. Knight. Yeah.
No.
Sweet.
What a hater.
Or hate away. All right. Sweetheart Sam, his message to you is you can't go back and fix the things you do wrong. No matter how hard you try, you can apologize for them, do your best to atone for them, but also be mindful that the more time you spend thinking about them is the more time they just take up your time. And we have so precious little of it. We have so precious little time. So just remember that. It is true.
Well said, bro.
It is. Anyway, that's it for us tonight in the Let's Talk Sports show. I'm going to sing while Tanner hits the outro here.
Yeah, real quick here.
Yeah.
Hell of a job, dude. Hell of a job for Sam.
Yeah.
Give it up.
Well done, Sam. Well done, bro.
Mm-hmm. I'm a god amongst men.
If Dawkins messes up, you're the man.
Yeah.
So should we just start it?
Can we get that little Bodkin show out of there? Just a little push. I'm pushing my screen, but it's not moving anywhere.
Join us Sunday for Sam's second show as host. As Nick
God.
Be a fanatic.
What am I? I'm going to have my son August 15th, by the way, everybody. Just FYI. So that is coming up.
Congratulations, man.
I have spawned again.
Yes.
Will you be doing the show from the delivery room?
How do you think that will go over with my
I was
wife?
about to say, do you want him to get smacked up by his wife, bro?
Hey, honey, you breastfeeding? Show the boys.
Right?
Show the boys.
It's good content.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
That is true.
But she's beating me to death. I'll be like, but honey, what about the numbers? Yes, I'm sorry, Carlos. There's a show where we're just me. Okay, now I'm not. You know, Carlos. Yeah, what's my relationship? Sam Dean is in a toxic relationship with Carlos. That's what. And Alan, I have a lot of toxic relationships. I need to work on myself. I need to work over it. It's not that funny.
No,
Scott.
you just said it, man. Don't hold that. Don't let that affect you.
Is it going to be with Carlos and Rios?
No, I think it's just me and Carlos. I think we're just
Nice.
going to call it Let's Talk Anything.
You voted Rios out, right? No wonder why Rios is mad at you. You voted him off the show. He can't do it.
Well,
Keep sleeping.
It's not my fault he failed all his alcohol tests or whatever.
Sam, take us away.
All right. All that she wants is another baby. She's gone tomorrow. All that she wants